It's FSB Live TV, Friday night, Winston Cup Series, Aero 88, at Hillside Raceway in Anytown, USA. A fictitious racetrack, 1 mile, 36 degrees banking in the corners, 12 degrees banking on the straightaway. Hellacious Pit Road. This is Mel Minner Jr. along with Greg Bernardo. What's happening, Greg?
What's up, Melty? Hello, everybody. Here we are at the fastest 1 mile oval in the business, I would say. 175 miles an hour around this 1 mile, Melty. It's fast, it's furious. Everything that happens is extreme, as we just see someone flying into the wall behind us as we follow our pole sitter tonight, Mark DeSenza, in the 6 car. Apple Collision Centers, Milty. They're going to be busy after this race. I see a lot of business coming their way.
Yep, our sponsor, Apple Collision Centers, and Boca Motorsports on top again. Second is Ken Hansen. Third is the newcomer, Rick Bisconer, who's definitely not a newcomer to sim racing. Our female studette in fourth, Nicole Johnson, and Pat Richey rounds out the top 5 in qualifying.
Yeah, so a good mix there, Milty, from the top 5. We're still here in happy hour as it winds down, looking at some of the cars. We see T-Roy, Mark Favorite, with one of your favorites, Milty, the Pabst Blue Ribbon, Rosie Greer.
Rosie, yeah, he was one of the fearsome foursome of the Rams. We used to love.
Like I told these boys in the meeting, we don't
so we're getting ready here, Milty. A lot of people have asked me, who drives the FSB pace car? Is it actually Jim Ray in these Winston Cups, and he just doesn't want to be known? He's wearing sunglasses and a baseball hat, or what? Who drives it?
Actually, that's Johnny Rutherford. No, I don't know who drives it. Every week's a different driver, and this week it's going to be Chris Hemsworth from the movie Rush, your star driver tonight in the FSB pace car.
Yeah, Melty, let's take a quick look at the field here as they queue up on a tight pit lane. Mark DeSenza, the pole sitter. We see Ken Hansen right beside him, Milty, and Ken having a great season so far and looks to continue it. Next row here, looking at Sean Johnson, or Nicole Johnson, and Rick Piscana, as you said, one of the newcomers. 77, one of my teammates here, Pat Richey. Right next to him, Mike Sanders. Sin City Racing there. Golden Nugget. I always like this car. I like the front end. It's a nice looking ride.
Well, Nicole sponsors the Wednesday night
Pro Cup Series.
Pro Cup Series, and she had the fastest time in practice, 25. Nobody even close in qualifying without the draft. So these guys and gal are going to have to take it easy, though, because this is a self-cleaning disaster waiting to happen. We got 25 cars starting here, and they better be careful, or it's going to be curtains quick.
And we see the start, Melty. We're under green, and we'll just keep going back through the field here as they start stringing out. Looks like everyone's been very careful so far, which I really like seeing. The apron is deadly. Too much wheel, and the car will come around.
Car down low.
Yeah, we got and we got a wreck.
Big wreck. We got a big wreck. And they're still crashing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 cars involved there.
Wow, and
just
we
like that.
Yeah, and that's exactly what we. And T-Roy having some problems here, getting refired when we're riding with him here. It's very difficult with this banking, Milty, to get back up on the track.
Well, 36 degrees, and it's basically flat out around here. Of course, not with the draft. And, you know, we talked about these guys having to take it easy and
yeah,
if you can figure out what happened.
Wow, and it looked to me, Milty, the 30 car, and it looked to me, Milty, that the 30 and the 44 44, I believe, had the initial contact.
Oh boy,
here.
yep, there it is.
Let's take a look again at and there we see the contact right there between 30 and 44. Mike kind of caught in the middle there, and man, at Hillside on cold tires, not the position you'd like to put yourself in the middle, and he bounced off the 44 of Mark Favorite into the 108, a dog bomber. And then the wreck was on, Milty. 17 of T-Roy involved, the 51 of Dave Jandry involved, 16 of Den Francisconi involved.
I'm sure Mike wanted to get out of it right there, but the car on the inside has to kind of, you got to give him a little extra room here, and also hitting the apron here is a big problem with the banking and the flat apron.
And we see
might have been a little apronage there.
We see the 15 of Matt Watkins expertly picking his way through. No damage for Matt Watkins.
Well, you've seen half the field didn't qualify because they wanted to stay out of what was going to happen. Obviously everybody was well aware, and in the drivers' meeting they were told to try to take it easy best they could.
And as we see guys getting slowed down, we see some cars just still, running through the slower cars, which is always dangerous. We see Mike Pruitt there getting a little loose, but not hitting anything. So some minor nicks and scrapes. Looks like T-Roy, Dog, and maybe Dave Jandry took the brunt of that incident. We'll have to check on Mike Guidry and or Mark Favorite as well. They both were involved, but I think Mark kept driving, so we'll have to see if that affects him as the race progresses.
Yeah, Mike needed to give Mark a little room there, and he didn't, and he paid the price, along with a lot of drivers there.
Yeah, and this is a must give and take track if there ever was one.
Also, looks like the 44 might have got the apron a little bit too.
Yeah, it was just
T-Roy was hard on the brakes there, but had nowhere to go.
Yeah, same with Dave Jandry and same with Dan. They both tried to do their best to stay out of people, and in turn spun themselves, and maybe took a little damage there. Matt Watkins slowed down enough, threaded through it successfully. Some other guys did as well. Some guys spun themselves just to, stop from hitting people.
Den did a good job going down, but he could. Jandry was coming down as he was. Again, got all the way down the apron. That's all you can do. But like you said, Matt Watkins, by being in back there, was hard on the brakes. You can see the smoke coming off there. Also, it looks like Pops threaded the needle. He got a little bit of contact with the 44 there. Might not be very much damage for him.
And we're back to green though now, Milty. The 6th car is our leader. 5 of Nicole Johnson right behind. Teammates there. 1-2.
108 has retired.
Yeah, and we see, unfortunately, the 108 a dog looks like took the brunt of that contact there, Milty, and that's unfortunate. Such a early part of the race. I'm sure he's extremely disappointed. But he'll be back. He'll be back for sure.
Well, that's racing, especially at a track like this.
Absolutely, I didn't, and in fact, it's something I did want to do, and I told him I would do. Shout out to the dog's mom, Ma Palmer. Not feeling 100% right now, so I want to give her our best, Milty, and shout out to her. And she likes watching the broadcasts and watching her son wheel the car around. Unfortunately, not tonight, but still, we're thinking about her.
Yeah, thoughts and prayers.
And we're just going through the field now, Milty, seeing if everyone's settling into some racing. Oh,
there's another car around. It's Joe Cutter.
Yeah, and the 77 also around. Car slowing. Joe in the grass.
Caution is out.
Caution is out. Looked like Joe, the 88 and the 77, the double numbers getting into each other. Let's see what happened here, Milty. Joe Cutt was on the high side, and looked like Pat just came. That's a tough place right there, Milty. Running that double line there, low line, high line, came together into one line there as they get lined back up on the straightaway.
Well, think about Hillside. When you try to make that bottom pass, the low line is the preferred line, but the low line still exits to the up against the wall. So when you have to stay down low, you almost have to get out of the gas here at Hillside, or the car will get loose, or in this case, you come up into the car up there.
Yeah, Melty, and you can see Joe Cutt was up in the gray part of the track, giving ground, and Pat had a great run off the inside line, which is, like as you said, the preferred line. But when you get to the straightaway, Milty, if you're running that high line, you have to basically come into the same spot of the track that you would if you're running that low line. And like
Absolutely,
you said,
yep.
You need to lift a little from that low line and maybe keep the car lower than you'd like to avoid this kind of situation. Joe Cutt came off and was really hugging the wall, and Pat carrying so much more speed there than Joe. Maybe even 10 miles an hour there, Milty. Got right into his door, and you see he had the wheels cut. Pat had the wheels turned, but the speed he was carrying was just too great. Because as soon as the contact, he shot down to the inside because the wheels were already turned.
A lot of points contenders here. These guys need to hang with this and fight through this adversity and try to get as much points as they can, even with damaged cars, because there's championship at stake here.
Yes, there is. Currently, Robert Bokum is our points leader, Milty. Steve Weber, who, let's see, don't recall seeing his number, Milty.
Yeah, he is not in the race today.
I believe now that I'm thinking back on it, he said he is going on vacation. And he will not be here for about a week. So Steve Weber was our second place points runner, Milty. So he'll fall back. Ken Hansen was third in points. So Ken will benefit at least most likely one position here to second. Robert Bokum has about a 40-point lead on Ken or so. So a comfortable lead for Robert, but Ken can take advantage of this and move up a position. And if Robert needs to keep his nose to the grindstone, because Ken has had a fabulous year with his first win, Milty, and several front running. He probably would have had a top 3 finish last week, but unfortunate contact with him and Mark DeSenza running right at the front there took him out. But he won't let Robert rest, I'm sure. Lights are out on the pace car. Mark is still our leader, 14 laps in. 160 laps here at Hillside, so lots of laps still. Let's see if everyone can get into a, warm up the tires and give each other a little room for racing later in the race. And we can get some...
Oh, another car off! Ken Soska hard into the inside wall. Number 07. The monster car, still green.
Still green. There we see Ken there getting Reese fired up, and quickly turns the car around again. This is the problem. And as the cars zoom by, he's sitting on the apron, so dangerous situation here. Now he's back on the grass trying to get the car righted.
Oh, and he spins it again.
Yeah. And and he's disconnected. I think
they're dropping like flies here, and it is still green.
Yes, so we're staying green. Let's come back up to the front here. We see Mark DeSenza, Nicole Johnson, 1-2. So those two figured its racetrack out. They're not having any issues. That's nice to be in the lead too.
Yeah, but my theory at Hillside's always been even though you want to try to keep up with the Joneses and or in this case Team Bokum, and we got a yellow out.
Yeah, and we got a car It looked like one of the voodoo cars was down on the infield there, Melty. I think it was the 30 car, actually.
This car is out.
So let's see what happened there.
To finish that thought, one of my theories of this track is to try to dial up your steering enough. You don't want lag in your steering, but you definitely don't want oversteer here. Even if you got to sacrifice and make the car a little tight, you want to survive and push the issue later. Frankly, this is not the standard type of track that these guys are running, and this isn't just pros. These are pros, sportsmen, and FSB Cup and applicants. So.
Yeah, and it looks like the 30 car's engine blew up, Milty. Maybe the contact from earlier disabled the motor a little, and it's just progressed till I let go there. And he tried to do his best to keep the car down and keep it green, but looks like the oil may have been let down on the track there.
Mike has had some solid runs in this series and in Pro Cup, so he'll be back. These guys get a pit now. You got about 20 laps in here. You can run 50. They don't want to give up track position, but with all these crashes, what are they going to do? And they stay out.
Yeah, they're staying out, and we have 3 cars that have retired now, Milty. 3 cars are showing 1 lap down: the 303, the 17, and the 77, who are all in. Looks like Ken's connection might be a little jumpy there too. I don't know if he's having connection issues, or of course we all are having connection issues, Milty. Doing an alternate old school connection for this race, like the good old days.
Yeah, just another thing for these guys to deal with last minute, cutting into their practice time before the race.
Yeah, a lot of guys, unfortunately, are extremely busy during the week. They don't really get a chance to, check in daily like some others can. So they come in ready to race maybe only once a week on Fridays, and all of a sudden they realize what's going on with the server. Why can't I connect? They don't maybe review the forums like some others do, and yeah, it could cut into the practice time, and it could frustrate you if it doesn't work the very first time, and all these things can be just part of racing on the computer, I guess. But Milty, look at the speeds that these guys and gals are taking into around this 1 mile oval here. As you see, Nicole's showing the fastest lap, just like in practice. 174.75, almost 175 miles an hour around this 1 mile, Milty.
That's average speed, so.
Well, that's fast lap speed.
Oh,
but
fast lap
still,
speed.
175 miles an hour. That's not slow. And away we go again, and let's see if we can keep it green here. Going back through the field, making sure everyone's off to a safe start. No passing to the backstretch, Milty. So everyone should get going.
Oh! And we got another wreck. Looked like a lap down car there. The damaged car, don't know which car it was, took out one of the leaders, and it looks like he's going to park it.
Yeah, that must have been the 77, Milty. He started on the inside line there, 1 lap down.
Well, he was just trying to stay low there, but that shows you how quickly you hit that apron.
And big damage to the rear of the car. So the downforce of the car was already compromised. And here at Hillside, you got to have max downforce. And as he turned to the inside, you can see the car getting a little out from under him the very first turn. And then the second one, it looked like he bumped the apron and sent the 191 car flying into the outside wall, Milty.
Yeah, tough luck for Mike Sanders.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah, very
it
tough
almost
luck.
looked like Mike came down on him a little bit there. We'll have to look at that again, which also can happen. I mean, it's awful hard to run side by side here. Maybe a little of both, but because the 77 might have came up a little, he might have came down, but the 191 is on fire.
Milty, that's a good call. Looks like the 191 got loose higher up the track, and in an effort to save the car, he drifted into the 77 and then ricocheted back up hard. I mean, wow!
You can see the tires turned in, and then he was trying to correct there, and
just take a look.
No fault on Pat's, but
just take a look at that picture there, Milty.
Oh, right hard into the wall there.
I mean, that's a hard hit when the game can't process the fastness of the impact. You go through the wall before the game realizes you've hit the wall and punches you back out, and you can see almost 3/4 of the car through the wall.
Thank goodness it's just a game, or he'd be dead right there.
Man, that would have been a hard head-on collision. 4, 5, 6 now rotations. Totally out of control now. No control of the car at all. And then hard down on that flat apron. That was a violent end to it as well.
Well,
and the engine blew up as well.
They're both apologizing to each other in the on the scanner. Both taking fault for that, and but it looks like, at least from what we saw, it looks like it was the 191's fault there.
Yeah, it looked like Mike was up high, and on cold tires, Milty, you really have to, in my opinion, you almost have to lift the car, let the guy get by, stay in that racing line. The dark part of the track is where you want to run on cold tires. You don't want to go side by side with cold tires if you can help it. You really need to compromise, and then once the tires come in, Milty, you can run low, you can run in the middle, and you can run even a little higher with the tires coming in.
Absolutely.
But these guys have to give the opportunity for these tires to come in, and then you'll see some really good racing where the car is very stable, so there's not a lot of looseness coming off the turn like you see early on.
What I like to do is lift coming in a little and let the car settle too, and then about the center of the corner, go back to full throttle, and then maybe lift a little on the exit those first few laps.
Absolutely. And Mark is still our leader. Ken Hansen second. Robert Bokum up to third. Alan Myers now slowly climbing his way up to looks like the 4th position now. So solid run for Alan so far. He had a pretty good run. He's had some good runs in this series. Just hasn't got the finishes to show for it like some other guys. But right now he's in 4th, looking good. And then here's another newcomer, Milty, the 02 car of Michael Simon. Or excuse me, Dave Simon.
Well, what they're doing is what you need to do, and easier said than done from the booth here. It makes me sound like I know everything, and I sure as hell don't. But that's what you got to do is in a race like this, you know there's going to be tons of attrition, tons of cautions. So trying to push and fight to stick with the leaders is not necessary. What you need to do is race the track and keep your car clean, and learn as you go through the race what things are happening is and what you can do in the run. Really haven't had a long enough run to really get to where you can almost run full throttle here. But you can once you get
absolutely
get the car dialed in.
Yes, and we see the 15 car I think has dialed in his car. No surprise there, Milty, going under the 44 Mark Favorite. Of course, Mark involved in one of those earlier incidents. There's the 80 of Ed Finley. I think Ed might have been on the tail end of that. I think he slowed down enough to avoid. The car looks okay. There's Ed. There we see The 5 of Nicole Johnson, 98 of Sam Young. Nicole pitted under that last caution, so she's going to have to tiptoe her way up through this field. She's the fastest car in practice, fastest car in the race, so she'll have to show some patience here, Milty, and not force the issue on her way back to the front.
Well, that's a typical Team Boca Motorsports move, is using alternate strategies, and you know, she's here to win this race, and so her teammates are staying out. So, and they've probably got about 15 laps of fuel left, so probably looking at you know, expecting another caution and then trying to get her track position back.
All right, now we see the whole field is lined up now, Milty, which is nice to see. They're letting the tires now come in to their own, which is about right now is when you start feeling really good.
Absolutely, and we'll have to see if you know, how this pans out. Right now, Mark is the dominant car, but he's definitely got Ken Hansen. We know enough about Ken in his second season here at FSB. And now we know that he's great at setting up a car. He's got great patience. Most of the time we see him starting from farther back and moving up. But he was really dialed in and given instruction to this track. He's got some experience at this track, and it showed with his qualifying.
Yeah, it does show, Milty. In fact, I believe we're running his modified setup of the original Hillside setup, which I don't know, maybe if you had a hand, Matt Watkins, Kevin Lewis, some of the greats of FSB usually are the setup masters, but Ken jumping right into the setup, and I remember running some practice off-season, Milty, with you, and working with Ken, and I believe even Matt came in to give some critique. We know Matt is a very good setup guy, a very knowledgeable guy. So this is
we work our strengths.
Contribution, you know, a very collaborative effort on this setup here, and I think what we found is once we get going, we were having a ball. We were running 3 lines. We were taking turns swapping positions. I don't believe, except for goofing around, we ever really got in any wrecks because we were just doing the testing. But it was a fun track, and Ken, I feel, probably has a really good confidence here that he can, do what he needs to do to stay up toward the front of the field all night.
Well, he earned that respect with his driving last year as a newcomer, as a rookie in the league, and then towards the end of the season, me and him started talking a lot about setups. So I presented that to the admins, and he made good suggestions. It sounded good. Now, when it comes to setups and making setups, as he does kind of fall behind here and let a couple cars by, which is, not a bad thing. I noticed that he really had a handle on it, and my forte is road course setup. So, but I know somebody that know what they're talking about when I hear it. So, and the admins agreed. We did some off-season testing and tested his setups, and they proved to be better at a couple tracks than what we had, which is how we've accumulated these setups over the years with great drivers.
Absolutely, and these cars are Milty. When you look into the garage and the setup area where you can mess with it, it's very intricate, and it's overwhelming for someone, let's say for myself, who I don't know the difference between caster and camber. So, but these guys do. A lot of these guys are racers. A lot of these guys set up real race cars, so they know the terminology. They know what these tweaks do. They know what if they change it 1/8 of an inch, they know what to expect that to do and things like that. And these cars are very, realistic, and a great setup can make all the difference. Of course, we run all fixed setup racing, but that doesn't mean that we don't want to put a setup out there that everyone has a chance of racing good and winning.
Yeah, you want drivable setups that turn, but aren't super radical. But this is the evolution of the league, has gone from just running fast setups and nobody knowing what to do to making setups that a fast setup sometimes is a piece of junk. So just because it's fast and tight doesn't mean it's easy to drive. We look for like you said, a lot of times it's just small changes, weight jacker, wedge. Most of the time your basic solid setups like your camber on these setups, camber, caster are usually pretty good. The setups usually end up being stuff, just little things like weight, shifting the weight, or tire pressure, or stuff like that. That just one or two little changes can just kind of get it just right.
Yep, and getting it right is Team Bochum right now. We saw Nicole up there leading laps early on, Mark DeSenza. Now Robert Bochum goes into the lead from teammate Mark DeSenza. Robert goes to first, Mark back to second, Alan Myers up to third, and
I think Hansen's dropping back. He's in that.
Yeah, he's back
he's
to
gonna
eighth.
He's gonna have to pit in that way earlier, and along with Sammy and
I think Sam and Nicole both pitted from that last caution, so they're going to take advantage of these early pitters that have stayed out since the initial green flag, Milty. Some have stayed out all of those cautions.
Whoa.
So
Ron, a little bit of blinkage there.
Yeah, and
he's having connection issues, so he's kind of falling back on purpose, I think.
Yeah, he's been fluttering, kind of. So the leaders did get by him safely. Looks like the rest of the field also getting by safely. The top two looking good. Allen coming in. So we have the first taker in the pits, Milty, and that's the 101 Alan Myers pitting from the third position. Pit lane here, Milty, is extremely difficult.
2, 6. Those guys are out of gas. They've been out there and they're out of fuel. 99 green flag stops.
Yep, we see the 101 in the pits now,
hard
Milty.
into the wall on pit road, going into pit road. Somebody there. I think that was Dave Simons that went into the inside wall.
That's too bad. He was running in the top 5 there, Milty. We see 101 completed his service. The 9 has completed or coming in. Oh, and Ken spins it coming into his pits, Milty. Ken has spun inside the pit lane. He gathers it back up, and now he's in his pit stall. But that's a costly error, kind of a surprise from the veteran there, Milty.
Well, so much practicing as you're racing, but
caution is out, Milty, and we got the pace car out. So we got guys trapped on pit lane. Now we're going to have a scramble, a big scramble here.
Yeah, and it was. Ken Simons decided to pit kind of late there, and I think he got a little contact from the 15, who was not expecting him to pit. And I do see the 02 signal pits. I don't know when, but and not sure. It was really close. The 15 got into him or not, but he was kind of high coming in. So let's see if we can see what caused the caution there.
Yeah, we're riding with Matt Watkins right here, looking back.
I don't know if Matt got into him or not. It was really close. That's kind of high to wait to go into the pits, but it sure didn't look like Matt thought he was pitting. A lot of stuff going on with all the signals, everybody pitting. Just going to definitely change things up, and Bochum's going to pit now, and that's going to give Nicole the lead. Shows that early pit stop and the multiple strategy of Bochum Motorsports early here in approaching lap 60 is. Yeah, we got 103 laps left here. I'm going to step away for a minute. I'll be right back.
Yeah, and we're trying to see what caused this caution here. I think we saw some smoke, so let's move our race up a little here and see. Aha. It looks like the 72 of Mike Pruitt has spun. It looks like contact with the 303 there as they came down the straight, and Mike Pruitt spins up the track. Just a little bump into the outside wall, bringing the caution out. And as we go back live, we see a host of cars coming out of pit lane. 101, 17, 51, 02 coming out. 02 had a hard impact on the inside wall coming into pit lane, but no caution came out. He was down low enough, not posing a threat, and kept the car going. We see the 15 car also of Matt Watkins coming out of the pits. So big scramble with this caution. Looking at this running order here, we see several good cars are now a lap down. The 101 was in third position, but was one of those that had a pit. Ken Hansen, Mark DeCenza looked to be on the tail end of the lead lap now. Matt Watkins did not need to pit. Now he has pitted twice. I see him coming back in now.
Well, they're right on the pit window now. If you're thinking 50 laps.
Yeah, lap 60, so 100 laps to go, Milty. So yeah, maybe Matt was just topping back up. He was at the end of the lead lap cars anyway, so not really costing him any positions in doing so. And that's what a veteran does. He says it's you know, risk reward. There's no risk in doing that, only reward. And we're back green. A lot of quality cars though now on the inside line, Milty. And 2x2 to start this spot up. The 99, the 9, the 4040s are all lap down cars. So a big scramble, but Mark DeCenza able to get out in front of all of them. But he's a lap down now. He's on the tail end. Got some cars sliding down. Mark Favorite looks like he going down pit lane. The 101's one lap down, and he was running in third right before that caution trapped him. And right behind, we see Nicole going underneath teammate Robert Bokum, who got a little high there.
Sharp got on the apron, and Nicole squeaks by there. Good car control by the 23 of Sharfie.
Yeah, and then Nicole gets underneath team boss Robert Bokum, and Sharp got a little loose there coming off the turn. So cars got to settle in here. Brand new tires.
About the setup, yeah. We got the new tires and the setup. Got to give it 2 to 4 laps before it starts to get, drivable.
And we saw Sharp again, Milty, getting a little on the apron. It can really up the car here because of that banking and how flat it is, and that transition area is deadly.
Once you get spooked, man, it can take you 2 or 3 laps to get your pucker back, you know.
And looking back, Milty, deep into the field, Matt Watkins starting again. He has 100 laps to make his way to the front. Milty, do you doubt him?
Negative.
We see the 6 of Mark DeCenza is not our leader, Milty, but he is one of 2 cars on the tail end of the lead lap. With that caution trapping some cars that were in pit lane because they did not stop through all those early cautions, Milty. They stayed out, and that was just a regular fuel window. And unfortunately, some wrecking happened while they were in pit lane. So 2 cars trapped, but they fought their way back ahead of the leader. Some other cars were not as fortunate, and they're lapped down. So big scramble at the front of the field here.
Yeah, and if you'd have been a betting man or a woman, you know, you would have liked their chances. But we got a car off sideways there.
It's the 101. Oh, and there's a big hit, Jim Sharp.
Oh.
And it looks like the 02 hard hit, Matt Watkins. Ay, ay, ay. Or is that T-Roy? No, that was T-Roy. It's similar color car.
Oh, hard lick
man.
there. Nowhere for Sharf to go.
Caution,
like,
of course, is out.
Yeah, the 101 came down, saved it, and then came back up there and collected. Came right back up onto the racing surface. Did like 2 360s before that.
Yeah, let's take another look here. He was battling sand and just in his effort to stay off of those high-line cars, he spun the car and then right up in front of the 15 and the 02 with a huge impact. And then spun down and right in front of T-Roy, who just made slight contact. Wow.
Fortunately, T-Roy's got stocked with the vodka and the Goslings because he's going to need it after this one. Yeah, he just looks like he, the 101, Alan Myers, Louisiana there, got loose and got down there, made a great save, got down on the grass, but he was kind of out of, he had no, I mean, he definitely didn't want to do that. It wasn't like he aggressively tried to get back on the track. He was going backwards.
Yeah,
he was along for the ride.
Yeah, he was. He was.
Absolutely, and nothing he could do there. That was actually a great save, but the car just kept going. Once he hit the grass, it was like on ice there. Alan showed all you know. He's just basically an FSB Cup driver, a rookie in the game of NASCAR 2003. Has extraordinary talent, and you know, one of these days he's going to get a big-time win on FSB TV, but it's not going to be today.
No, it's not going to be today, but maybe...
Nicole Johnson in the pits.
Yeah, she looks like she slid through the box just slightly. We see Ken Hansen having to back up. He got too close to Mark DeSenza there.
Robert, I mean, he must have been on fumes there, but once again, he lives a charmed life and gets out of the pits first in front of Nicole. Obviously, he's probably got the better pit crew on his team, being he is the boss.
Yeah, you have to...
And her sliding through her pits a little bit.
Yeah, I think that hurt more than the good pit crew work, if you ask me. Matt Milty, we always say, what separates these top-tier drivers, it's not on the track sometimes, it's just the little tiny little things, like you said. You get a little loose, you burn up the tires too early, you make a slight mistake in pits, you don't drive fast enough down pit lane, or things, just little things like that can add up in the difference between these top level drivers.
Bunch of race tape and Sawzall action and hammer action on the 101. He's back out going. That's only one incident for him as far as I can... obviously, that one was his. The other one he got caught up in. So as far as I know, he's still legal to race here, and
yes,
he's racing for points. So you got to stay out there.
Yes, absolutely, and I agree with you. I think that's only his first. So, of course, the car now out of shape, and you're always worried when you get back up to speed, Milty, and you get the car into that very first turn again. What's going to happen? Yeah,
the last couple of races I've run. And broadcast, that's happened to me, and it definitely was a handful the whole time. Reliving that, definitely. How about Mike Pruitt up there to second, the Sugar Land, Texas driver?
Yeah, that's good to see. I like seeing Mike come out. I think he's coming out for Nationwide as well, Milty, and I believe, if I'm correct,
he's a fantastic driver, too.
He's in the top 10 in Nationwide as well, Milty. So
as they go green, he is just has not had the luck, but he is definitely capable of winning a big-time race like this.
Yes, and there we are. We're
another car down on. That's Allen again. He goes back up and crashes. Oh, I think that's it for him, and that's going to be the caution out again. No, it's still green.
Still green, still green.
Yeah, that car is undrivable. He's going to have to park that sucker, man. I would. But it is green, so that is not an incident. He did not hit another car. So he got going again.
And taking this wide shot, we can see the good look at the banking there too, Milty. 36 big degrees.
Yeah, that's more than Daytona. I think Daytona is, what, 31 or something like that?
Yeah, this is Bristol and Talladega like banking on just a 1 mile oval. So that's why we're carrying 175 mile an hour laps around here. And Sam, how about Sam, Milty? I haven't heard you mention your teammate there. He's out front now, and he's looking pretty solid.
He's driven a really measured race, just watching him this season, he's progressed with. He's gotten a lot of track time this year, and of course, running the Sunday night late model series and a contender and leading the points in that. I really think he's getting into his own.
He really is coming to his own.
I knew this
season.
guy was,
absolutely.
Before he was our teammate, and we recruited him as a teammate. He put a whooping on me in Milwaukee. I'll never forget. And actually, I ran out of gas, with about a corner to go. But I was like, this guy is good, and and he's definitely. He can drive on these ovals too. And and it pops down low there. You're seeing a reoccurring theme here coming out of turn 2 there.
Yep.
And that's sideways like a big dog. They're coming out of that corner, and the cars might be a little tight coming out, and then they're oversteering. You're seeing that over and over again. A lot of that is because of the too wide racing, like we talked about.
Yes.
What started, the first wreck was, with the 77 being down low. Or was that the 30?
Yeah, well, 30 was getting in like 3 wide situation, in which you can't do it here at Hillside at all.
Yeah, it was the 77 that got into another car there. So, and we're seeing that over and over again. The guys down low there, they're losing the air and also having to turn the wheel more and then getting oversteer. Yep,
that's exactly what's happening. We see the 72 of Mike Pruitt now, Milty falling back a little. The 18 of Robert Bokum getting underneath him, and now it's a parade underneath him. The 6, 5, and the 51 get by.
Yeah, all current lap cars there, but that's okay. That's not a bad thing. Once you get beat here, you need to get back and get in line, and I think more stuff's going to happen. You want to keep it clean for the end. We're just past the halfway point.
Yeah, just past halfway. We see the 9 of Ken Hansen, Milty. He got a little out of shape, fell a little back there. Might have brushed the wall momentarily. He's made a mistake in pit lane as well. But look at the comeback. He's up to 6th position.
Yeah, got to be on the lead lap, especially with all this carnage and all these cars down. He likes to be called Hansen because there's so many Kens here, but not the Hansen brothers.
No,
don't mistake him for that.
No, we don't need any.
He's not going to board check anybody.
Yeah, there's enough checking going on in this race already. We don't need the Hansen brothers around.
Well, you see Nicole right there. She did exactly what I was talking about. She got out of the gas a little bit as she was down low on the 6. She's taking a look here. She's really fighting her teammate here. And what she's got, she's one of the great drivers in this league.
Oh, absolutely.
Gals, if you don't think gals can do it, I don't think so. Of course, she did tell us the other day she'd still like to kick Danica's ass. I'm not really sure what she meant by that.
Yeah, I guess she doesn't like Danica getting all the headlines.
Yeah, because she probably could do better in that 10 car for real, And she
wouldn't doubt it at all.
She drives a truck, and she for real runs a part of a trucking line company with her husband, and also has done racing before, so he's used to duking it out with the guys and pissing them off a little bit.
And loving every second of it, I'm sure.
Hell yeah.
Sam has fallen back a little
Great
now,
road
Milty.
racer, too, she is.
And as tire wear can play a factor if you're a little hard on them, and like you said, putting a lot of wheel in, the tires will wind down, or more likely, they'll heat up and get a little glassy on you.
See if you can get us an in-car shot here a little bit. I know the sound is pretty bad, but Why don't you pick one of these drivers? Maybe get in Nicole's car a little bit, see what it's like to follow here.
We can do that.
I'd like to see a little in-car action here. They're almost flat out. You don't even hear the motor hardly lift at all. Probably not going to hear us that well because the motor's so loud. But just
Yeah,
a lap here or two inside the cockpit.
Yeah, you see.
They're just flat out almost. Just a little lift on entry and then back on the gas, flat out. And that's fine if you can do that as long as you're following. When you try to make the pass, which you can't really the only way to pass here is on exit. It's very hard to out-guide these guys in here, and you see that. That's some crazy stuff right there.
See, nice and easy. About 8,000 RPMs, slightly low, about what, 7,600 RPMs in the turn, Milty. So not a lot of fall off in the engine either.
Yeah, about 82 to 76, that's it. Basically flat out.
You can see her best lap, Milty, 175.48. That's a fast lap around Hillside.
Drop back to the 6 and take a look at what he's trying to do to set her up. You got Boca 1, 2, 3. Her car's going a little bit wide. He's getting a run up on her. He's coming up close to her now. But can he make a move? She seems to be pushing up a little, which is telling me she's pretty much flat out walking the corner there.
Yes, and also, Milty, let's not forget the draft does make the front end a little pushy.
Yeah, and you see the Bokum up front there. He's got the hair on the nose, and he's taking kind of an outside-in line there, where Nicole is kind of going inside out, reacting a little bit. Sometimes that'll happen to you a little bit. And these corners look identical, but actually at Hillside they're a little bit different. Like most tracks, just a little bit of maybe it's grip or angle.
You can
These
see
guys are constantly playing a little game here of chicken, trying to figure out, can I set them up? Can I get in their mirror? Can I bother them? This is professional sim racing at its best, wide open.
yeah, there's Boca Motorsports 1, 2, 3. Then there's Sam in the 4th, Ken Hansen 5th, and Dave Jandry coming back from some early issues as well, getting caught up in a couple of early incidents, but fighting back. Car looks okay, and he's in 6th position, and with this lead group, as he just looks like maybe a little kiss off the wall there as he came off a 2. And then there's a big gap there, Milty. The top 6 have built up about a 6.5 second lead.
Yeah, and we're looking at about another 10 laps is going to be in your fuel window. Well, maybe a little bit longer because I think it's like 10 laps there, or did they stop again? No, I think it was like I think it's going to be about lap 110 is that will get you to the end.
Yes, it will. So let's see. We'll follow these. We'll keep an eye on our leaders, Milty. 18 of Robert Bokum, the 5 of Nicole Johnson, 6 of Mark DeSenza, top 3. Sam Young and Dave Jandry, Ken Hansen, top 5, and Dave Jandry 6, falling a bit back. But I believe all these cars are now on level pit stops as far as same strategies. So we'll see if they all pit at the same time.
Hansen looking down low on the 98. Nice pass there, and Sammy lets him by there. That's good racing.
That's right, and that's the right way of doing it at Hillside. You go up into the turn. It seems once the tires come in, Milty, get going high in the turn is not as daunting as the cold tires. So as soon as that guy gets right low on you, you can swing the car right back into their tracks and just follow them out of the turn.
I think Nicole is trying to go down low to defend, but she pushes up in the center of the corner. Mark DeCenza, wily veteran, world champion in many leagues. The dominant car in the CCR league that lasted for years, a sister league of ours from Dan Smith, one of the original founders of our league 11 years ago. And we got Sam Young is pitting, the 98 FSB Racing is in pit road.
So Sam's the first of our leaders in pit lane, Milty. So he's in his window, and he said, when I get in my window,
that's
I'm
pushing it, man. I don't know. That's 54 laps.
Yeah, you can do 60.
Okay, so that's let's take a look here. Sam Young
You see
down pit road.
Yeah,
he's in this stall, very good. 4 tires for the FSB car. The FSB crew is working on him there. And he's off. Good. Pinning the tires. 50-mile-an-hour pit road speed, Sammy.
I don't want to get obviously any penalty now would be fatal for Sam. So you got to be very careful. And then once you're getting back out on the track, Milty, you got to be very careful in those first couple of laps with those cold tires.
And he's back in pit road again. He got busted for speeding, I think. That's a horrible, disappointing for the 98.
Very disappointing.
That was good pit strategy to try to avoid the carnage of pitting and get out early and make some time.
Yeah,
and
but you just can't speed, Milty. You just can't
do
it.
All the way there.
Yeah. So let's see. Let's get back to our leaders here. The 72 of Mike Pruitt is in the pits now, Milty.
Come on, Mike.
Mike Pruitt was right up there, Milty. I think he was second. He faded back a little as the tires wore out on him, and the guys that pitted took advantage of those newer tires and got around him. But now he's in the pit lane and looking to make his last stop of the night. So let's see what happens with him.
He exits his pit stop. Looks good. Let's see if, I don't know, it looked like he was speeding too there. I saw 56 miles an hour. I'll keep an eye on him.
That's extremely too fast.
You're better off being a little cautious here than making a mistake, because we know how difficult this, and he's back in again. Yellow flag is out.
Oh.
Yellow is out. That's going to throw it away for Mike there. Oh, what disappointment. Let's see if we can find out what caused the yellow.
Well, Milty, another thing to think about is if he got into pit lane before that caution came out, he will be allowed to do this drive-through legally, and the black flag will go away, and he will not lose a lap.
That's very important there. Don't speed again, Mike. Come on. Jack and Coke Chevrolet, they're exiting pit road. What's going to happen here as they because these guys are going to have to stop now. So that could, if he lost a lap there, he could get back on the lead lap. And guess who's in P4 as they pit here? P5, the great Matt Watkins.
Yes, and only showing 6 cars on the lead lap right now, Milty.
And that's Bisconder there in the mix with these great drivers. What a great drive for the 43. Can we throw a jinx on everybody or what?
I think you're capable of it, I think, Milty.
No shit, man.
The 18, the 5, the 9, and the 6 are all in pit lane now, Milty.
Everybody else has got to wait.
The 6 has to back up, though. So, mistake by Mark DeCenza. Robert Bokum out. The 5.
A lot of these guys drive in cockpit.
The 5 had damage, Milty. The 5 of Nicole Johnson sitting in pit lane after the jack dropped for about 5 or 6 seconds. So there was some damage to be attended to, and Mark DeCenza with the mistake going through pit lane also comes out slow, but Milty, only 6 cars on the lead lap. So no time to extremely panic for a bad pit stop here.
Yeah, I'm not seeing it, so it must have happened as I'm watching them enter pit road. It must have happened before that, because Nicole was good to go until then.
Yeah, it looked like Nicole brushed the wall, I believe, one time coming out of a turn. I can't remember if it was 2 or 4. But I think she said, you know what, with only few cars on the lead lap. I'll take my time and get it fixed.
Get it fixed.
And you know what? She's restarting 5th. So.
Well, that could explain a little bit why she was getting high in the center of the corner there, even though she was trying to
the car
go in low.
The car could have just, as the tires went away, could have been getting progressively worse for her. So this was her opportunity under caution. And just 45, 46 laps remaining, Milty. So well in the window now. So this is going to be decided amongst looks like 6 drivers, Milty.
Bisconner chose to stay out, so he'll lead a lap and get 1 bonus point. And now he'll fall back to the tail end of the lead lap, but why not?
Why not? That's anyway. A good move. You get that bonus point.
Still a great drive for Dave Simons in his 2nd Friday night race.
Yes, he is. He's the first car 1 lap down, Milty in 7th.
He ran hard last week, and can't remember exactly what happened to him, but this week another solid run.
Yeah, he was caught up in that Alan Myers incident early on, but he looks like he's bounced back nicely in the top 10. Some good cars 1 lap down, Milty, including the 88 of Joe Cudd. T-Roy had some damage, so we'll see. And the Sam Young also, Milty. This is a reprieve for Sam Young. He's just 1 lap down in 11th. He may, he's fast on. He's a cold tire guy, and if he can make hay right now and get a caution, maybe he can get back on the lead lap and make something happen.
Well, he needs some serious luck here, and once again, it's the script. We don't write this shit.
Matt Watkins and Robert Bokum getting real racy right to start this race.
18 into 15 again,
That's we usually see him race extremely clean. Now is a little contact between the 2 titans.
They're like 2 people that that go to a dance and they're on opposite side of the dance floor, but somehow they always end up in the middle by the end of the party.
Absolutely, and Matt Watkins is saying, you know what, Robert, I am going to lead this race, man, and you're going to have to really drive your butt off to keep me behind you. And he's to the inside of Robert Bokum.
Matt Watkins takes him on the inside. I don't think so, he says.
Robert Bokum fighting back, though, on the outside, and here comes Sam Young. So this is what I was saying. Sam taking advantage of this 2x2 racing at the front. And he says, hey, I'm getting on the lead lap, guys, while you guys fight it out.
Yeah, good call. We know he's got testicos grande, as they say in Spanish.
Look at this racing at the front, Milty. And Robert Bokum falling back on the outside. Sam Young now takes that. And there's a little contact between Sam and the 6 of Mark DeSenza. Everyone gathers it back. Great job by Mark there.
Mark's been the bridesmaid and not the bride here. Just seems to hasn't had some luck here lately. But he pushed Bokum within a flea's yang from Pete and Watkins there a couple weeks ago there, or last week. So,
and now Sam Milty is showing the way. So this is exactly what I was thinking was going to happen.
They're not going to fight it. They know what he needs to do, and they know he's aggressive and that he's in his rights to fight hard.
Oh, absolutely. And you see he passed both extremely clean. A little contact with Mark DeSenza, but it was not anything really on Sam. It was a side-by-side. They touched just a bit. Robert Bokum, though, really working that car. Very and there's contact with him and Matt Watkins again. Wow.
Oh, they're juking it, man. They're putting on a show.
This is a heavyweight battle right behind Sam Young, who's on the tail end of the lead lap now. But the 18 and 15 have just battled lap after lap here. And very uncharacteristic of both of them. Both of them are usually give and takers until they're like maybe, let's say, 10 to go. But boy, there's no giving and taking right now between the two. 35 laps remaining.
For some reason, 99 was down pit road and exiting. The 43, the last car in the lead lap, really lost some time there. There could be a problem with the 43.
Well, we see that the top.
Still a great run for him. Really getting to show his stuff for the first time here, where he's had some luck. He's kind of started in the back and ran in the back and got caught up in wrecks. But I've done some practice racing with him and stuff, and testing, and he really's got the right stuff. But he needs a caution now.
Boy, there's some good racing going on here, Milty. The 15, the 9, the 5, and the 6. These are your leaders basically, and these are going to be your race winners. One of these 6 here. If we get a caution, I'll throw the 98 into the mix too. But right now, he needs a caution, right? But the 9 and the 5 are going at it. Mark DeSenza, of course, got that little bump from Sam early. He gathered it back in. Milty, when you have a little bump there and you get out of shape and you gather it back in, like you said, it could take 3-4 laps here at Hillside to, take a breath again.
Well, and he's got no damage and just a pit mistake there. So all he needs is to get it back on the lead lap. And like you said, it's really tight here with the 15, the 9, and the 5 and Nicole Johnson, and the 6 right there.
And there's a contact between the 5 and the 9. You could just see it coming, man. And there's contact as well with the 72.
Caution
a secondary collision there, and Ken slides down to the. You could, Milty, you could just feel it building.
Well, Nicole was looking for it there, and frankly, it wasn't quite there. Then again, the 9 could have saw her coming. She was committed down low there and might have gave it to her. Earlier in the race, he was giving people that. He didn't give that time, and and she did kind of dive there. Definitely her ink. And that's hard contact for the 9. That's going to really hurt it. He's still going to gain points on the 83, but that is not the hole wasn't there. She was looking,
and Milty, it really wasn't, unfortunately.
It wasn't there, so that's all on her. That's racing, Ayrton Senna said, when you don't go for a hole, then you're no longer a race car driver. But I think in this place condition, she should have backed off there.
Yeah, and then the secondary bump there from the 72 car. So Mike Pruitt's nights goes from a little bad to maybe a little worse now as well.
Well, with her wins and her great driving, this is one of the Achilles heel of the 5 car that they're going to have to work on because she could be a champion in this league. She just needs to cut down those inks a little bit.
And there, see Matt Watkins coming off pit lane. Looked like Matt Watkins maybe a 2-tire change, Milty. So we got to go back and see what happened here with Matt Watkins.
Yeah.
He clearly drove away faster than everyone.
Bisconner was sideways in his pits there. The STP crew still on the lead lap, though. For everybody's misfortune is another person's. Jim Ray used to tell me this all the time, and absolutely true. For one person's misfortune is another person's fortune,
and we see the right side tires going on for Matt Watkins. He really got into pit lane about as best as you could ever get in. And 2-tire change, and he's out. Rolled. And now he said, you know what? Robert was bumping and banging is not what I want to do. I want to restart this from in the lead.
Gosh, man, I don't know. 2 tires?
2 tires, 25 laps.
Yeah, and they got some significant inside wear. This is rolling the dice for the 15. Does this guy put on a show or what? You want to hate a winner, that's fine, but this guy puts on a show every week for the fans here. He does not disappoint, and it's a privilege to race against the best, and we're going to have to see what this does to him, though. This also gives the 98 his lap back, too, no? Or did he get past before that happened?
It looks...
he's back on the lead lap. He is absolutely back on the lead lap. He's coming. Also, the 02 is back on the lead lap, but he may still have to pit here. We're going to have to see how this... like we said before, a nice run for the newcomer here, applicant or maybe he's not an applicant anymore. I don't know.
Yeah, I believe he still is, but yeah, he's having a hell of a run.
Dave Simons is definitely showing what he can do.
Well, it's Milty.
Right now, scoring is showing him ahead of the 98 in 6th place.
Yeah, and it's a little confusing here. Sam is lining up on the inside line, it appears, so maybe Sam is not back on the lead lap, and the 02 is leading the field down as the green falls again, Milty, so some scrambling here.
98 is a lap down somehow.
Did not get around Robert Bokum there, I guess.
He must have got past while we were watching.
Oh, and there's contact between Pops and Sam involved, and that's... Ay. Matt Watkins...
turn 2.
Living a charmed life again. Contact. No caution, Milty. No caution. Unbelievable.
Well, Pops is pushed in there, so... But we see
terrible break for Sammy.
We've seen like 10 cars spin coming out of turn 2, trying to get on the power.
Wow. And Matt Watkins is your leader. Robert Bokum second. Mark DeSenza third.
Hell, Nicole still fourth. That's 1 inch, so you got 2. But you got to figure the 6 and the 5 are both damaged, so this could be the race of the 2 studs again. Sam Young has disconnected, obviously disgusted.
He really tried to fight to get that lap back, Milty. It looked like that was going to be maybe another opportunity there. Just caught up in Pops, looked like got a little loose. Contact with Matt Watkins on the outside. I think Pops was really concerned with not getting into Matt Watkins there. Probably had the wheel cut hard. The car grabbed like it does and shot him down low right into Sammy.
Quickly, 6 through 10, Simons running a fantastic race, lap down. Joe Cutt fighting back from getting wrecked earlier. Of course, Joe's an admin and a class guy, and he's going to fight the good fight. And how about Ed Finley in the top 10 in the 80 against this fine field? 9th is Ken Hansen trying to recover after getting taken out there, and T-Roy also in the top 10, 2 laps down, not giving up after getting caught up in the first big wreck. Yeah,
absolutely. T-Roy fighting back. He's in the top 10. We have 19 coming down onto 19 laps to go now. Matt Watkins is your leader. Robert Bokum right on his tail. Mark DeSenza right on both their tails. So this is a 3-car race, but the 5-car is making some inroads to these top 3. So Nicole trying to gather the composure again. This is one of those things, Milty.
He got damaged earlier. We saw her in the pits for a long time, unless they were having trouble with the tire or something. But basically, I think the 6 got most of that damage.
And Robert Bokum looking to the inside of Matt Watkins, and almost some contact. But Matt gives him the room, and he just cannot pull it off. Wow, that was almost. But Matt continues to lead. Well, that was kind of the
same move that Nicole tried to make, but there was also.
And he tries it again, and this time he gets a little deeper. And boy, Robert is real. I've not. This is very.
Still pretty good.
This is very un-Bokum-like drive right now. I think maybe Robert getting a little frustrated with Matt Watkins and wants to show him that, hey, you're not the best car out here tonight. I am, and I'm going to go and do what I need to do. Robert racing very hard with Matt Watkins here. He's looking to go do maybe a little outside-in work here as well. And Mark DeSenza, teammate, and now Nicole Johnson is joining this group. So we have a 4-car pile here at the front, Milty. Matt Watkins holding off 3 Bokum Motorsports drivers.
Well, the last thing Nicole wants to do is wreck Mark again and get 2 inks and have to park it. Though, but at the same time, they must have not got a lot of damage there. They just basically banged into each other, didn't hit the wall, and
Ken
spun
took
each
some
other
damage,
out.
but maybe Nicole not as badly damaged there, and she did repair. So she may have the best car of these four right now, but it's going to be very difficult. And Matt Watkins is not going to give up that inside line. Laps are winding down. 22nd laps here at Hillside, Milty.
Well, this is like
13
a bar
laps
fight,
to go.
and you come out the bar after and then you got three people standing out there, 2 guys and a gal, and there's just little Matt there from South Carolina, but he's a tough son of a gun right now. And he's like, let's get it on. You want to do this? Let's do it.
That's right, Ned. I think this is what Matt really is looking for now.
He loves this shit.
He's
He's
not running for points this season, or maybe any season now. He doesn't have anything to prove to anyone. He's won umpteen races. He's won 4 or 5 Pro Cups, Milty, Winston Cups, Sportsman Cups, Pro Trucks.
He almost won the 2.4 hours of Le Mans.
I mean, he had a car that probably could win the 2.4. I mean, the guy wins everything, Milty. So no, not necessary to say, hey, I've won, now I'm good. He knows that already. But this is what he's looking for now, is this tough competition where every lap he has to drive. And Robert is just pressing as hard. I know Robert really wants to get by him and win this race now. This is a personal one-on-one battle between the 15 and 18, and Robert wants to win it. I know he does.
I'm in car here looking at this, and I'm watching, because if you take a quick little in-car look here, you can see that even though they're pressing and looking down low, Matt's getting the momentum right with the 6. You can see that even though the 18's getting down low, he's not getting close enough. When he gets down low, then Matt powers off the corner. If they go mano a mano on the same line,
and Robert's going to take another look. We're riding with Robert as he's just on his quarter battle, but he can't pull it off. And Nicole gets around Mark for 3rd. Wow.
Well, I was sitting there in car watching it, and I heard Mark got out of the gas there. He had the whole ass end sideways at 175 miles an hour.
And Robert looked like almost got into the apron there, and he's falling back a little now from Matt Watkins. Needs to gather his composure and make one more run at him. Only has 6 laps remaining now, 5 laps to go, Milty. Can Robert do it?
Robert got a little loose there, I think, and Mark got a great run, had to get out of it, and he made him loose, and Nicole was able to back out there. That could have been 2 out of 3 Bocums in the wall.
Yeah, great job by both Nicole and Mark to keep competitive and keep the car. And Nicole now is starting to pull onto the back bumper of the 18. You see the car just getting larger and larger in his mirror as we ride with Robert Bocum. Looking at Matt Watkins, looking back at his teammates, Nicole and Mark. So will Robert have one more run in him, Milty?
Now we go back to looking up above here, and looks like Robert's trying to regather himself and make another run here. He knows he's got 3 laps to go. Now down to 2.
Yeah, laps go by quickly here. We see as we go down by the flag stand, no flag out just yet. Next time we go by, though, I think we're going to see the flag stand flapping that white flag. Matt Watkins doing what he needs to do. Robert got to make one more move. This is where he's going to have to do it here. White flag is out. You see it waving as they go under the flag stand. Can Robert make one more move here on the backstretch, Milty? Doesn't look like he's close enough.
He needed the help from his teammates, and he needed, and the 5, Nicole gets loose, or either that or lets the 6 go by. I'm not sure.
And Matt Watkins will take it, and Robert Bocum 2nd. Mark Descenza 3rd, and Nicole Johnson 4th.
Nicole let Mark back by, probably for wrecking him. That's what it looked like, unless she got loose there. Looked like that was pretty much a gimme there for 3rd place. we'll have to go back and look at that. But what a great win for Matt again. Just can't be denied. Starts from the back again. Misses the first wreck.
Well, it looks like Nicole just went in a little high. Mark DeSenza got underneath and just took the position.
Okay.
Unless there's some communication going on there, which very well could have been.
Yeah. It looked, she either got high there or just decided, being she wrecked Mark earlier, to give him the spot there.
Well, actually,
really
that was with Ken. That her incident was with Ken Hansen, not with Mark. But
I'm sorry.
But it looked like she just maybe just went into that turn and went up a little higher than she'd like to, and Mark was right on her back bumper, got underneath, and took the position.
What can you say? Once again, the 15 car finds his way to the front and then is able to keep. I mean, he had the wolves on his ass.
Boy, did he! Milty, look at the carnage of the official standings. I mean, that's a race where the track has won.
Yeah, we knew this was gonna happen. This is not the normal track we run with 25 starting cars.
Yeah, usually Winston Cup is a more of a speedway series than this is almost a short track because of the speeds, Milty. But Matt Watkins is going to celebrate because he's won. And
there are lessons to be learned, especially at the start. They're easy to say from the booth, but
yeah, of course.
You definitely can't. Hell, if you would have just kept running, you'd have got a top 10 or 11. So, think about it. And tough luck for Ken Hansen. He blew a camshaft. We didn't even see him retire there. But
yeah, the motor must have let go from the damage.
He's still going to make some points on the 83 of Steve Weber. But
yeah, top 11th place finish will net him some points. So not a problem there. But official standings, Milty.
I'll be right back.
Matt Watkins is our winner. Robert Bokum second. What a battle between the two titans. Mark DeSenza third. Nicole Johnson fourth. Rick Bisconner. A great run by Rick in fifth. And last car on the lead lap. Well earned top 5 by our applicant. Very impressive run. Joe Cutt 6th. Dave Simons with another great run by an applicant in the 02 car in 7th. Ed Finley drove a great race there in 8th. T. Roy fought back from that early incident. Could have easily walked away from the car. Fought it out. And is rewarded with a top 10 in 9th. And Mike Pruitt as well. Mike had a good car about midway through. Fell back. Looked like he had some problems. Got a penalty. 3 laps down, but still good enough for a 10th place finish. So, wow, that was an exciting finish there. We see if we can get a word with our winners. Matt Watkins said he has to take a brief pit stop, wind down just a bit before he can talk to us. We respect that, of course. Maybe Robert Bokum as well wants to, take a second to gather it back in. We'll see if Milty can jump down into the racing channel and into Matty Watkins' channel over there. Maybe see if they can jump up real quickly. We know there is. That was some intense racing between the two greats of FSB racing. None two better, in my opinion, currently driving than Matt Watkins and Robert Bokum. I mean, they're 1 and 1A, and either one could be 1 and either one could be 1A. They both win. They both drive clean. They both are quality drivers, and that's what FSB racing's all about, man. Right there, what you see those top 5, top 4 drivers just giving everything they had every lap. And looks like now we are joined with our race winner. And Matt, I know we talk to each other a lot when you race, but hey, you earned this win. I know this was probably one of your, I would probably think that's one of your more satisfying victories as well.
Yeah, it is. Really shouldn't have won that race, to be honest with you. It's not that good here. I don't know what it is about this track, but I can't figure it out. And all those cars behind me were way better than me. And I just took two, and drove as hard as I possibly could. And Robert could have turned me probably 3 or 4 times, and did a pretty amazing job there. So that was a fun race.
You made me look stupid on the track. You made me look stupid in the booth, too, because I thought that was a bad move. But once again, you win. Great job. Thought, man, you had like 25 laps on your damn inside tires. I thought, no way. What is he doing that for? Because he knows what he's doing.
Yeah, it was it's just a very exciting run there at the end. And Robert, man, that was one of the hardest drives I've ever seen you do, man. And I was almost certain that you were going to find a way by him. But as Matt said, maybe a couple opportunities there where you had a nose on him, but elected to maybe back off and try it again. So just clean racing there at the front by both of you. Just a wonderful race to watch. And I know you're probably disappointed with the second place, but great run and great driving.
I appreciate you. I want to thank Apple Collision Center for the sponsorship. Yeah, I was I couldn't do nothing. He just had me fight down. If I'd got a draw, I got into him. Probably should have let somebody else go up there and race different, but I just don't race that way, and I just didn't have no room without getting into him. So I just drove hard and tried not to get into him. It's the best I could do.
It seemed like you got loose there, and then we were riding in car with Mark. Well, the broadcast was riding with you, but I was in Mark's car, and I saw Mark get way out of it. I don't know if you got loose too, or come up on him and had to back out of it coming out of turn 2. And Mark, you could hear Mark get way out the gas, and then Nicole was able to get down low. But great save by Mark there, but also by not wrecking you there. That was you were getting the run coming out, but there was no way to get down low, huh?
Well, no, I had a good run. I said I got under him a couple times. It just I didn't have nothing but probably a half a lane to go through there. And like I said, if I'd gotten the gas, I'd wrecked him. And so, I mean, it's just one of the deals. If you want to win, you can get in somebody and you push them on out of the way and be done with it, or you just run and hope for the best.
Yeah, and it was a great battle there, and Mark, you had a great view of it too, right behind the two of them. And then, as Milty said, it looked like had to get off the gas there, and gathered it back in though, and quality finish.
I could hear it go, and then you went, and the whole car went sideways, and that was a great save and class move there. Not to get in to Robert.
Yeah, Robert had to probably back off a little bit not to get into Matt there because he just had a nose, but Robert had backed off. I anticipated it, but it just all happened so quick, and I had to back off and got loose. But I almost, at one point, not that I could have done it, but I was thinking of passing them both.
Well, that's why I was riding with you, because I thought, I go, man, even though, I thought you might have, a better car than both of them there. But, thinking about it and getting around somebody at Hillside is another story, especially if they hold their line.
Yeah, and, I wanted...
Because it's a one-groove track.
Right, I wanted me or Robert to win that race. Not against Matt. I mean, he deserved that. But, as far as
absolutely,
teammates,
yeah.
And if I had got alongside of Robert, then maybe me and Robert would have been side by side because he wouldn't have gave it up, which I don't blame him. He would have raced hard, and so then Matt would have pulled away. So I just figured, maybe Robert can get the run, and I'll just try to draft by with him. But really, it was fun.
Yeah, you could tell track position was huge.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Out
and of
front.
course, the race was really choppy at the beginning. And Matt, you with your back starting position, I saw you have to weave through a couple of things there. And did you take any damage at all during the race?
Nope. Yeah, usually with starting the back strategy, I'm pretty content, but I didn't expect to make it to the end of this race starting from the back, but I was going to try it anyways to see what happens. I swerved through a couple of them because brakes are kind of weird on them. I went to slow down for a couple of wrecks, and it just locked up, shot me to the top, so I had to weave through quite a few cars, but it was pretty exciting. Then one time I was talking with Joe about something, and no idea the lights were off, so I was basically coming off pit road when the green flag flew, and that wasn't too good.
Yeah, it's a strange pit lane here as well. There was some green flag stops there, which we were at the beginning of the race not too hopeful for, but it did turn into green flag. And how was it going into the pit lane here with the full speed and that tough curve that's in pit lane?
I actually never got a green flag stop because I think one or two times I was about to pit. I almost had a fuel and a caution come out, so I cut it pretty close there a few times, but I don't think I ever pitted on the green.
Well, Robert, obviously you're disappointed, but also the Apple Collision Center's car is leading the points by a pretty good sized margin. So, and once again, you get a nice second place. So really, and you're probably looking pretty good in the team points. I don't have them up here right now, but can't be too disappointed, man. I mean, you've run good, solid races, and you can't win them all. So, cheer up, man.
I'm not disappointed at all. I mean, what do you want me to say? It was either wreck him or don't race that way.
I know what you're
There's no
saying.
disappointment here at all. He did what he had to do.
I just want to say I'd like to thank Apple Collision Centers for sponsoring the series, and also Balka Motorsports Apple Collision Centers, because I tell you, they give us rocket ships every
They sure
week.
do, man.
And
You guys
just
dominate.
need the luck. We'll be back in victory lane. No, I'll be back in victory lane sometime. But they give us great cars every week, and just got to put it all together. That's all.
Well, it wouldn't be very exciting if it wasn't a hell of a competition. And if you weren't disappointed, you wouldn't be a race car driver. Like I said earlier when Nicole got into somebody there, yeah, it was her incident, but at the same time, like Ayrton Senna said, if you no longer go for the gap, then you're no longer a race car driver. If you're not disappointed, then why the hell are you doing this,
Well, I know how Robert is, and he would want to definitely get a little more under him to really force the issue, rather than back off like he did, not to actually get into him. Because Matt, he wasn't going to give a lot of room. It's late in the race, did the same thing anybody else would have done, and I knew Robert would have to get quite a ways, alongside him for Robert to really take that chance to go. I knew he'd back off if he didn't have that much car.
Well, I respect the hell out of that, and that's why he's a multiple champion. Between him and Matt, they've just destroyed every record I thought of having. So, and we appreciate that. We love you guys being here, and we love
Absolutely.
Apple Collision Centers sponsoring the series and you guys' cars. And
absolutely.
I want to give a shout out to Apple Collision Center. They're going to be opening another store soon, so keep that out.
Yeah, and also, Robert, let them know that there's about like 15 cars that need some collision work right now, so maybe a little business thrown their way too.
I don't think we can do anything too much with the cars that got wrecked here. I told you Tuesday night when the wreck happened. Yeah, I think I about crapped in my pants. I forget. We took the caution and come around, and somebody was just sitting there, and I was pretty sure I shit it, but we went on and raced.
And onto another more pleasant topic for you, Robert. Than that, you are, as Milty said, of course, you are the points leader. 54 whopping points now is the lead, with Steve Weber taking a little snooze time to live the good life, and Robert's nose to the grindstone. So 54-point lead. Ken Hansen, You got your teammates there, Nicole in third, Mark in sixth. So Boca Motorsports well represented into the top 10 there, Robert.
Oh yeah, we've had a good year. I actually had to take off a week. Series,
you'd be
so
leading
I've
by
been
100
having
points.
no, I've just been having when I came back, I just put in my mind that I was just gonna do everything I could to make up what I lost, but having teammates like that, I mean, Mark and Nicole, I get that right. They're on the verge of just breaking loose, and so they just need a little good luck to go their way. And
Absolutely.
you won't see the 18 and 15 too more. It will be like ghosts around here when they get fired up.
Yeah, I'll tell you one thing. I race against a lot of sim racers, and Matt Watkins and Robert Balcom are the two best sim racers I ever raced against in my whole life. I mean, I raced for you when I first started, Milt, and you kicked my ass every single night.
Yeah, but that was then.
But Matt and
those are
Robert,
glory days.
them two, I've learned so much from Robert. I mean, I follow him a lot on the track because he's always in front of me usually, and I just pay attention to what he's doing. I've got better, but him and Matt are still, the two best sim racers I ever raced against.
Yeah, no
Absolutely.
argument from anyone that races against him at all. And
if they're running competitive and you beat them, you earned it. Let me tell you.
Absolutely. And I know that just in any endeavor, the best of any sport seek to go against the best, and I know both of you two probably very much enjoy testing each other's skills. And as you said, clean racing, hard racing. Robert, like you said, you could have maybe gotten a little more aggressive there, and let what happened whatever would happen. But that's not the way you race, and you figured
that would have bothered me.
Absolutely, we knew it would bother you, and I think Matt, if the situation was completely reversed and Matt was following you, I think he would probably feel the exact same way, that he's not going to beat you by wrecking you. If he can get around you cleanly, then so be it, and I think he would accept that as well.
Sorry, my throat hurts. No, it was a good race. I appreciate what y'all do.
Well, you represent the league well. You show good, hard, clean racing, and live on FSB TV, and everybody gets to watch that. And and we appreciate that. The fans do, and so does the league. And it was a great show there at the end.
Absolutely.
I want to give a shout out to the Apple Collision guys too. They're watching. Jess, Willie, appreciate you watching.
Thanks for the good car.
And my wife. Yeah,
I know I wrecked a lot of them.
I know money's getting low, so if anyone out there like to sponsor the 6 car, he's tore up a lot of stuff. We could use a little help, but no, he's a good guy.
$25 million of practice just in practice.
Yeah, him and Sean, they got this idea to check how far you can go in practice with a car. To check out its durability.
So where is Apple Collision Center located? Anybody actually needs their car fixed? Where do you get that fixed?
It's actually a shop that me and my dad owned for so long. Just got to the point where I just couldn't do it by myself anymore. I was missing out on so much time. My little girls growing up and not being able to leave and go spend time with them after school and field days and ball games, and just had to make a decision. And of course, like always, my family comes first. Same with racing. I gave up my racing to spend time with my little ones, and I don't regret it at all. I love them. But Apple Collision Center is they're located on 14920 Lebanon Road in Old Hickory, Tennessee. Come see us. We definitely can make. I don't know if we can do much of the cars that ran here tonight, but most cars we can make look good.
Awesome.
Appreciate that, Robert.
One more thing. So before we cut off here, so how's the late model program going? You gonna be racing here for real here pretty quick? How's that working?
Yeah, it's like you said that. Yeah, we actually got a Legend deal going too. And I really like the Legends. I mean, I know there people think, oh, Legend, that's a little car, but I'm gonna tell you what, Legend taught me more about throttle response, because you're looking at probably 800-900 pound car with a 13 Yamaha CC motor in it, and I mean it's just plus you can go run
10,000
you can go run it
RPMs.
anywhere. You load up, you change the gear, you go to dirt anywhere. So we're working on that, but it's funny because my wife and daughter were arguing last night who loved who the most, and my little girl's like, "Well, my dad loves me the most because he's racing next year just because of me." So I thought that was pretty cool. But yeah, it's working out good. We got the All American 400 coming up. We tested good in the late model left-hander. We were about 2/10 faster than anybody there on old tires, so that's always a plus. So hopefully it'll hold up good, and we'll have a little luck. Have a little of the Apple Collision Center Friday night luck, and we'll be good to go.
Awesome.
All right, guys. Well, appreciate y'all joining us, and next broadcast Wednesday night for Pro Cup. I believe we will be at Chicago.
Oh yeah, and just so the fans
If it
know,
don't rain.
I think today or yesterday was Matt Watkins' birthday, so I felt bad I didn't get nothing in the mail to him. So
What is he?
20, so you're saying that was
what is he? 20?
13.
you saying that was his gift?
hell no! If I'd had a little more room, I'd have took his present away from him.
And we'll end the broadcast on that note.
No, yeah, appreciate
Greg
it.
Milk, good job, man.
Appreciate guys. Y'all can get to see these two guys race because they're broadcasting. Don't let these guys fool you. They can get up on the wheel and it needs to be done. So
Yeah,
Well,
Greg
at least one of us
Sandro,
can.
Melt's Milk.
All right, guys. Thanks for joining us. FSB Racing. Check us out. Check out the videos on YouTube, Twitch. They're pretty cool, and you see these guys doing what they do best, and that's racing hard, racing clean, and winning races.
Yeah, get a wheel, join the league, come racing. You can do it. You can get it on there, sign up, and the next day, next Monday, you can go racing.
Absolutely. So check it out, fsbracing.com.